All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. You ready for some high-speed action tonight? Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Texas, baby. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Saturday Showdown Series heads to Texas tonight. 100 laps, race number 6 of the season. This could be a big one. Texas, man, they say everything's bigger in Texas, and the racing is liking a wee so too. Who's got what it takes to tackle Texas? There's only one way to find out, and that's hang out right here on TurnLeftTV. It's the Showdown Series, a very, very racy series. It's Texas Motor Speedway, a very racy track. And it's live right here on TurnLeftTV. All right, hey, thank you so much for coming in here to TurnLeftTV. Got a good one for you tonight. Texas Motor Speedway. In the Saturday Showdown Series. I'm your host, Heath Johnson. Thanks so much for coming in. This is actually race number 5. I know it says 6 on the banner. We are going to do a rerun of Indy. We had some problems last week with the track. And we're going to rerun that at the end of the season. We'll talk a little bit about that later. Texas Motor Speedway, 1.5 miles, great one, located in Fort Worth, Texas. And this is going to be a fun race. Thanks for coming in. I'm your host, broadcaster, commentator, Heath Johnson. And this is TurnLeftTV. All right, hey, thanks so much for coming in to TurnLeftTV. Appreciate you being here tonight. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, and we got a good one for you, man. It's Texas, and this is Showdown Series. Big field here. 19 drivers so far joining us. Please hit that thumbs up button. Let me know where you're here. Peace to everybody out there. I hope everybody's behaving themselves. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so, and then massage the bell. That's my new saying. And also, you can down in the description of this race and help me out by clicking on the links, all of those over to the Fanatec website. If you'd like to make a donation, it's right up there, man, the PayPal link. Tonight is Texas, and this is the Saturday Showdown Series, High Octane Racing League afternoon series here in the United States to kind of accommodate our friends across the pond and in Asia as well. So a big field, popular series, very racy series. We got some great action in store for you tonight. Right now we are in the qualification session. We'll take a look at the track here at Texas. 1.5-mile oval located in Fort Worth. Banking in the turns 20 to 24 degrees, depending on whether you're going through 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. And that tri-oval area can be a little dicey there in traffic, so you got to be careful if you're going too wide in the tri-oval. Texas is a very, very fun track. A lot like Charlotte. For those cookie-cutter tracks. Well, we talked a little bit about the shenanigans from last week. Indianapolis did not work out very well, man. We had kind of the wrong version of the track in. It looked like we were pit road speed, or pace speed was a little too much. Get some penalties and so forth that were assessed to the drivers. So we're going to run that race over again on February the 5th. You see Bristol. We've already done that. Texas Motor Speedway here tonight. We got Nashville, Talladega, and then Indy to finish out the season. So we just tagged that on to the back end of the season. Guys voted on that. We let them vote. The vote came out to run it again and don't count the first one for points. So that's where we're at. Tonight's race brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in the rFactor 2 server for your race league, please give EliteHostingUSA.com a look. Not only that, but WordPress hosting and online store hosting, and that's where we have HighOctaneRacing.net is through Elite Hosting. So rock solid servers, providing us with servers as well as the website. I did all the work on the website, but they're providing us a space for that. So very, very pleased with EliteHostingUSA.com. They can find a server in your region of the world as well. A little bit later this evening, we'll have Dover International headed your way in the Saturday Night Thunder, race number 8 of the season. 150 laps at the Monster Mile, man. Concrete, tough on tires, tough on nerves, tough on sheet metal. It's going to be a fun one. Dover, race number 8, just 3 races to go, including tonight at the Monster Mile. The new season headed your way in the Bushwhacker Series. Congratulations to Paul Brown on taking home the championship. So a great season for him. So congratulations to Paul Brown on winning the Bushwhacker Series championship last night. 2021 Season 5 champion. We're going to start off season number 1 of 2022 at Bristol. 150 laps there coming up on January the 21st, and this has been a great season, just growing, man. Really doing a great job of promoting this, and we got 19, 20 drivers showing up. And this is going to be a great season. I'm excited about it because maybe some surprises in store. I haven't announced the schedule yet, but Bristol is definitely race number 1 of the season. So a little short track and a good way to mix it up is get out at Bristol. So that's headed your way at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on January the 21st. 150 laps there. We'll take a look at my keys to the race today. Manage traffic, especially through that tri-oval area. Things get tight. Got to be careful. Choose when you're going to make some passes and choose wisely. But manage traffic because you're going to be in traffic here with 19 drivers joining us. Be cautious in that tri-oval. Things tighten up in a hurry. And, we really got 2 kinks there. You got to make sure that you're aware of the cars around you. Save your tires. If you save your tires, you're going to be benefiting in a long run if we do have those. Exercise a little bit of patience, of course. That's going to enable you to save tires, but also patience when you make passes. I mean, it's not going to benefit you if you sort of dive down there into the turns under somebody. Set yourself up for a pass and don't catch somebody off guard, so to speak, because that's when bad stuff happens. Risk versus reward. Think about when you're going to make those passes. Think about if you have to make it right now or you can wait a little bit, especially early in the race, man. It's, really benefits those guys that can be cautious, be patient. So risk versus reward. We don't want to ride around here under caution all night long. So you really got to think about when you're going to make those passes. Again, manage traffic, be cautious in the tri-oval, save tires, patience, and risk versus reward tonight. We'll take a look at the season standings now. Of course, we did not put in the Indianapolis race because we didn't count that race, so we're going to tag that race on to the end of the season. So here are the current standings after 4 races. Paul Brown in first, 155 points. Ed Palumbo is second. John Stanley third. Alexander Bashkoff fourth. You see Preston Hassel is fifth. Will Dunbar 6th in points. Pavel Filimonov is 7th. Stanislav Pavlov is 8th. Eugene Zaglatko 9th. And Leon Ganari is 10th in points coming into tonight's race. So qualifications is just about over here. These guys have actually gone through the driver's meeting, so they get qualified, and they got 3 or 4 minutes to do the driver's meeting and then let the time run out. So thanks so much for coming in. We got Claudio Bardelli Jr., Jim Willis, Maxwell 88 joining us. Welcome to TurnLeftTV. We have a good lively chat, and bring your friends on over. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so.
A lot of soul.
All right, looks like switch that over to warm-up session. We'll take a look at the qualifying results. Mike Schreiner with a 26.814 qualifies in first. Starting in second will be Ed Palumbo in the 11 car. Paul Brown in the 41 starts third. Fourth is Gary Madu in the 63 car. Jim Willis starts in the 5th position. Preston Hassel starts 6th. Claudio Bardelli Jr. starts in the 7th position. Pavel Filimonov starts in 8th. Eugene Zagalatko starts in the 9th position, and Michael Brooks will start 10th. Starting in the 11th position is Dennis Udichin. John Stanley in the 12 will start in 12th position. Nikolai Bashkoff starts in the 13th spot. Sean Jacobs starts 14th. Stanislav Pavlov starts in the 15th position. Danilo Coelho starts in 16th. Arkivieta 17th. Alexander Meshkov starts in the 18th position. And we have David Moliker in his first race out. He's not there on the grid in the qualifications, but he will start in the 19th position. Again, I'd like to say thank you so much for coming in here to TurnLeftTV. Welcome. All right, hey, thanks so much for coming in. TurnLeftTV. 5 minutes left to go in the warm-up session before we get the command to start the engines. Again, this is TurnLeftTV. This is Texas Motor Speedway. 100 laps tonight. Race number 5. And I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator, and this is going to be a good race, man. Fort Worth, Texas. Great track there. Great mile and a half. Very similar to a Charlotte. Kansas is a little bit flatter. Las Vegas, very similar. So one of those cookie-cutter mile and a halves, and makes for some great racing, really does. All right, 2.5 minutes left to go in the warm-up session. Again, this is race number 5 of the season. Of course, we did Indy last week, and we had a little problem with the track, so we're going to rerun that race on February the 5th. And the drivers voted for that, so that's what we're going to do. So we tagged it on to the end of the schedule. You see Nashville, Talladega, and Indy to finish out the season after tonight, but we got a score to settle with Texas Motor Speedway. Now you better watch it, because this track will reach out and bite you. Check our side-by-side view here and making sure that is working. It looks good to me. So we'll use that from time to time. If guys are making pit stops, or once in a while when I've got enough gumption, I might do an in-car from one cam view and the trackside view from another. We'll see. But definitely one of those benefits of having two computers. We're able to do side-by-side here. It looks like that is working correctly. All right, that's going to do it. Here we go. We're going to go green. It is Texas Motor Speedway here tonight. 100 laps. It's race number 6 of the season. $20 drivers here joining us so far. Hopefully, we might, who knows, we might get a couple more here on the switchover. We'll see. Race number 6 should be a big one. Get ready, boys and girls. This is Texas.
And now, race fans, for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome your Grand Marshal, singer, songwriter, megastar, and Ford truck man, Toby Keith.
It's time to get in, sit down, shut up, hold on, drivers, start your engines!
All right, here we go. The starting order. Mike Schreiner starts in P1. Ed Palumbo starts in the 2nd position. Paul Brown will start 3rd. Gary Madu starts in the 4th position. Starting in 5th will be Jim Willis. Preston Hassel starts in the 6th position. Claudio Bartelli Jr. will start in 7th. David Moliker starts in the 8th position. Starting in 9th is Pavel Filimonov. Eugene Zagladko starts in the 10th position. Michael Brooks starts 11th. Dennis Eutychin will start in the 12th spot. Starting in 13th will be John Stanley in the 12th. Nikolai Bashkoff starts 14th. Sean Jacobs 15th. Stanislav Pavlov starts in the 16th position. Starting in 17th will be Danilo Coelho. Artur Vieta starts 18th. Alexander Bashkoff will start 19th. And Givaldo Spindola starts in the 20th position. So 20 drivers here joining us today in the High Octane Racing League Saturday Showdown Series. So the sun is low in the sky. That means the lights are going to go out. Be patient. Remember those keys. Patience. Learn how to drive in traffic. Pick your spots. Pick when you're going to make passes. Save your tires. Pace car is off. Here we go.
Green flag, go, go, go!
Boogity, 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 boogity.
Let's go racing.
All right, we're off. '88, Mike Schreiner in the lead. The 41, Paul Brown in 2nd. Ed Palumbo dives down to the 3rd position. Nose to tail here so far up front. Little side-by-side action here is Pavel Filimonov trying to gain some spots. Now battling Jim Willis in the 53. Willis up on the high line as Filimonov down on the bottom line. Side-by-side there, Jim Willis trying to hold onto that spot using that outside line. If you stay in that outside line there, or that middle line, you can actually get a good run there off the turn. And Filimonov now has to back off and tuck in. He is in the 7th position. The 88, Mike Schreiner, the leader. Look at this. Ed Palumbo, Paul Brown, they're starting to peek around here. Get a little racy. You see that KISS sponsor number 63 of Gary Madu running in P4. Look at Gary Madu here running in the 4th position. He's coming over here and racing with us. He's had some great luck. Very strong right out of the gate. So right now running in P4. Preston Hassel leading that 2nd pack in this 27 car, running in P5. Just behind him, Jim Willis in the 53. Pavel Filimonov is in 7th. Michael Brooks running in the 8th position. Bardelli Jr. 9th, and John Stanley rounding out the top 10. We'll take a look at John Stanley in the 12th car, running in the 10th position. Everybody seems to be a little patient here right now. That's good. 33, Eugene Zaglotko running in P11. On board here with John Stanley as he follows Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 73 car. Art Vieta in the 77 car, having a battle with Danilo Coelho. He got around him, now in the 17th position, the 47 just ahead of him, and that is Denis Yudichin in the 47 car. There's a little bit of battle here as Stanislav Pavlov and the 24 of Sean Jacobs battle it out. Look at that, man. I'm scared. That's that car, Testament sponsored machine. That is some heavy metal right there. Stanislav is a headbanger. Gets by Sean Jacobs, who is now in that 24 car back to the 15th position. Get a little patience here, these guys exercise, and that's good. Looking pretty solid here so far. A little racy right there with Denis Yudichin. Yudichin and Artur Vieta here battling it out. Vieta to the high side of the 77. Yudichin in the 47 car down on the inside line. Good battle there. And that's side by side as they're going for the 16th position. And the 77 gets by, now takes over P16. Yudichin back to the 17th position. Pavel Filimonov now battling Michael Brooks. Michael Brooks to the inside of the 03 car. Filimonov in the 66 up on the outside line, side by side here through the turn. And the 03 of Michael Brooks looking to pick up a couple spots here, but Filimonov, there's no can't do. The Zebra is out tonight. He's up on the high side here. He's looking to make some passes here through the tri-oval. This can get a little dicey. Jim Willis down to the bottom side here. This is going to get tight coming through the tri-oval area. Michael Brooks trying to follow him through. See Michael Brooks just behind as now that I'll tell you what, man, he is on the move. That is Pavel Filimonov in the 66. Preston Hassel up on the high side of that 27 car. Michael Brooks and Preston Hassel here now battling it out. Michael Brooks there is scraping up a little grass. Digging up a little AstroTurf. So Michael Brooks makes that pass now up to the 6th position. Jim Willis now getting by. John Stanley going to get by as well. So there must be a problem here with the 27 car. He's up on that high line, and he's losing some positions. Preston Hassel going backward right now, and he may have some damage he's dealing with. 33 car going down to the bottom side. These guys now getting really racy. There's some contact behind. A little bit of contact back there. Bashkoff trying to muscle his way through the 23 car. That got crazy. Nikolai Bashkoff. Take a look at this pass right here. This is in the grass, and he's down below the 62 car, the 23 of Nikolai Bashkoff, for IndyCar champion. Now gets by the 62. Eugene Zaglotko down to the bottom line. Now 33 car drifted up there a little bit, almost gets into the 27. Makes that pass. So getting racy here early on. Mike Schreiner in the 88 leading the field. Paul Brown in the 41 down to the bottom line. The 88 up high, giving him some room, is a 41. Paul Brown now to the race lead. We got a 4-car breakaway. Paul Brown, Mike Schreiner, Ed Palumbo, Gary Madu. Ed Palumbo says, hey, I want some of that action. Down to the bottom line there. Mike Schreiner up on the high line in the 88. Ed Palumbo makes that pass. Looking out the back of his machine as Gary Manu trying to get through in his Camaro. That thing looks hotter than hell. Stanislav Pavlov in the 62 car, down on the bottom side of the 24. Pavlov in that Testament sponsor machine now gets by the 24 car. Sean Jacobs skips up a couple positions. Stanislav up to the 13th position. How about this? Claudio Bardelli Jr. got a big win last night in the Bushwhacker Series. Now making a pass there on the outside line as John Stanley got a little squirrely. That car got squirrely. Take a look and see what happened here at John Stanley. That thing got loose coming off the turn. That 12 car, he was hanging on to that thing. Holds on but loses a spot. Pavel Filimonov in the 66. Michael Brooks in the 03. This is a battle for the 5th position. Good tight battle here through the tri-oval. Filimonov now takes that position as Michael Brooks back to the 6th spot. Just behind him, just behind those guys, we got a good battle there between Claudio Bardelli Jr., Jim Willis. Bardelli Jr. gets by. Jim Willis now back to the 8th position. David Molliker in his first race out here in that 33 car. Down to the bottom line here, battling John Stanley. John Stanley's got a loose car. That thing is loose. He's hanging on for dear life right now as the 33 gets by. Now starting to put a little pressure on the 53. Looking out of the front of David Molliker's machine at the 53 of Jim Willis. Jim Willis running in the 8th position as David Molliker in 9th. Eugene Zaglotko, look at this, 3 wide here is Zaglotko. Side by side now with Sean Jacobs, Artur Vieira up on the high line. These guys starting to wad it up here a little bit. Stanislav Pavlov, Artur Vieira. Vieira to the high side. He's going to try his luck in that 77 car up on the high side, 62. Oh, man, trying to get that car down on the bottom line. Tight battling there. About this, Givaldo Spindola, he's in this action now. Getting by the 24. Givaldo Spindola now moving up the grid. He's up to the 15th position as Sean Jacobs falls back to 16th. And Sean Jacobs now getting by the 47. I think that 47 car had some issues there. Dennis Unichin might have gotten into the wall. Givaldo had gotten by him on the bottom side as well. We'll take a look and see what happened to Dennis Unichin. He's up on the high line. Oh, that thing just breaks loose right there. The front end just came loose, and he headed straight into the wall in that 47 car. He's going to have a ton of damage. He's going to lose 2 positions, and that's the least of his worries at this point. He is going to have some hard right side damage on that 47 car. Oh, my heavens. That was a lick. Take a look at this again. There's a 47 car just slamming into the wall. Hard lick there for the 47 car. And Palumbo here running in the 2nd position. And our race leader is Paul Brown in the 41 car, racing the Lord Stoppeworth throwback scheme. Ed Palumbo is in 2nd in the 11. Gary Madu is 3rd. Mike Schreiner in the 4th position. Pavel Filimonov and Michael Brooks still have not figured it out. These guys have been battling since the get-go. Filimonov holding him off. You see the outside line pretty strong coming off the turns. I mean, you can make a move down the inside line, but you're going to really need some room to be able to pull off that pass coming off the turn. So good battle here between the 03 and the 66. The 03 to the drifted up there just a little bit. He's on the bottom side. The 66 slamming the wall coming off turn 4. Ran out of room. I said be careful in the tri-oval, and that's exactly what I meant right there. You see the 73 is going to try to sneak through. Claudio Bardelli Jr., I'm sure he saw that. Now he's going to pick up a spot here. Bardelli Jr. still pressuring Pavel Filimonov. Filimonov has some right side damage after making contact with the outside wall coming off turn 4. Oh, more contact there for Lemonoff. Claudio Bardelli Jr. picks up that spot. Take a look at Alexander Bashkoff in the 77 car. He's been pretty quiet here. I know he showed up late, joined us late, so not a ton of practice here under these conditions, but now running in the 18th position. We're starting to see some pit stops happening. Lemonoff, Vieira on pit lane. As we're taking a look at the 77. Now the 41 of Paul Brown continuing to lead. Take a look at our side-by-side view here. Pavel Lemonoff on pit lane. So we're starting to see a full range of pit stops. As we bring up the wrong overlay there. Sorry about that. Lot doing at the same time. I'm working my butt off here. Oh, the 63 head of steam there coming down pit lane. You see Paul Brown giving up the race lead to come down pit lane. Boogity.
Let's go.
The 41 coming down pit lane. The 11 coming down pit lane. Man, I'm an amateur. My God. Claudio Bardelli Jr., the race leader. Jim Willis in second. I think Lemonoff's got to come back down pit lane. He might have gotten caught speeding. Bardelli Jr. now coming down pit lane. Jim Willis in the 53 coming down pit lane. So the 73 of Claudio Bardelli Jr. coming down pit lane here, taking service. So a full range of pit stops. Paul Brown's finished up his pit stop. Back out on track. So now we're back here as Paul Brown leading the field. Gary Madu is in second. Sorry, I had to get a little conversation going on there. Ed Palumbo is in the third position. Mike Schreiner is in fourth. Gary Madu, they're starting to put a little pressure on the 41 car. This is a battle for the race lead. Gary Madu in the 63. Paul Brown is the leader. .33 laps in, we have been, dare I say, caution-free. But he got it kind of figured out here, maybe from Indy. In the previous races, we've had a lot of caution flags. But he's sort of behaving themselves as the 63 of Gary Madu, now the race leader. Is he getting by Paul Brown? Leading some laps. Jim Willis on pit lane, so I don't know. He's got some extended pit stop going on here. Not sure what's going on there. We'll take a look here. Jim Willis rejoining the racing service. That was an extended pit stop for the 53 car. And he is now back in the 20th position. He's lost a couple laps there. Oh, my heavens. Tough break there for the 53 of Jim Willis. He may end up losing another lap here as the 63 Gary Madu closing in on Jim Willis's machine. Actually, maybe end up putting him 3 laps down. It looks like that is the case there. So been a pretty clean race here. Guys behaving themselves. Look at this. John Stanley, the staple gun. That 12 car having a battle here with Eugene Zaglotko in the 33. John Stanley picking up that spot. Stanley on the move. Having a good night here now in that top 10. Take a look at Claudio Bardelli Jr. here running in the 6th position. Quiet night. He's worked his way up a little bit. Having a solid night. This guy doesn't make a lot of mistakes, man. Very, very solid. Look at this, the 12 of John Stanley battling the 77 car, Artur Vieira. These guys run a lot of laps together, man. And the 12 picks up that position now in 9th. Sean Jacobs in the 24 and the 33 of Eugene Zaglotko. Good side-by-side racing here as Eugene Zaglotko gives up a position. Sean Jacobs now up to the 11th spot. Gary Madu continuing to lead. The 63 car, that KISS sponsor machine. So everybody here having a pretty good race here so far. Approaching halfway. Nikolai Bashkoff in the 23. This guy can just flat out drive just about anything, man. He's a great GT3 car racer, great IndyCar racer. And look at this, showing his stuff here in the 7th position in the stock cars. Bashkoff in the 23 having a good night. Kind of out there by himself right now. But having a good night here in P7. In P8 is the 62 of Stanislav Pavlov. He is running in that Testament sponsor machine. That scares me. That car is just frightening me. I can hear death metal coming from the radio in that car. But nonetheless, having a great night. So good job to Stanislav here running in the 8th position. Running in 9th is John Stanley. And a good quiet night here for him. Just slowly working his way up into the top 10. And Artur Vieira rounding out the top 10 in that 77 car. David Molliker in his first race out is 1 lap down in the 33, running in the 18th position. Putting a little pressure here on Alexander Bashkoff. Now, Bashkoff is actually running in the 13th position on the lead lap. So this Subway sponsor machine says if he wins the race, it's free subs for everybody. All right, man, I'll take a roast beef on white, not toasted. No cheese. Salt and pepper, oil and vinegar, a couple peppers, and lettuce and tomato. There we go. This is my sandwich choice as Bashkoff running in P13. Eugene Zaglotko in the 33 car running in the 12th position. Again, good night here for him. And Palumbo here running in third in the 11 car. He's, after pit stop, sort of lost contact with that front two. Madu and Paul Brown running in 1-2. Ed Palumbo is 2 seconds behind the race leader, running in the third position. Michael Brooks and Mike Schreiner here battling it out, as Michael Brooks in the 03 up on the high side, as Mike Schreiner down on the low side in that 88 car. Michael Brooks might have warped right there. It's like Michael Brooks is warping. Oh, no. What a horror. Just as we were talking about him here, what a jinxed him. So the 88 picking up a spot the old-fashioned way by somebody warping out. What a horrible deal there for Michael Brooks, warping out of the race. Danilo Coelho in the 117 car. Preston Hassel in the 27. This is for the 15th position. The 117 looking on this low side, trying to get by that 27 car, the 27 to the high line. And Danilo down to the bottom line. Good side-by-side racing there. Pavel Filimonov now running in the, 15th position in the 66 car. A little contact with the outside wall earlier. Dealing with some right side damage. Kind of limping that car around a little bit. Take a look at the 63 car of Gary Madu. Thomas Goldwolm joining us in the chat session. Look at that, man. Where's he at? He's supposed to be on the track. Guess he couldn't get permission today. Emerald Wallace joining us in here as well. So good to see Emmy. Hopefully she's having a great weekend. Maybe on the way back from a robotics competition. 63 car indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. So wannabe racing KISS sponsor machine. 63, our race leader, Gary Madu, indicating he's going to be making a pit stop here on lap 52. Tough to pit here. Oh, we got a yellow flag. He was going to come down pit lane, but we have a yellow flag. Boy, what a gutsy move there. What a heads-up move of not making a pit stop. Let's take a look and see what happened here. Gary Madu had peeled off like he was going to come down pit lane, so he did give up a position, but came back out on track quickly before crossing the timing line as the caution flag came out. Take a look and see what happened here. Givaldo Spindola, 63. Oh, he makes contact with the wall, comes across the track, and oh, a hard lick right there on his lid. And he comes back to rest on all fours. Wow. That was a hard lick right there. So he comes across the track after making contact to the outside wall. Look at that. Bashkoff had a ringside seat for that. And then on his lid. Bashkoff, heads up move by him. It is on board here with Bashkoff right across the front of the car. There might have been a little bit of contact there. And then on his lid. Bashkoff's got to be wiping his brow. On board here with working them hands. Oh, he keeps his hands on the wheel. Look at that. A testament how strong this guy is. Never takes his hands off the wheel. So, first caution flag. How about that? Just as the 63 was going to dive down pit lane, the caution came out. So, Paul Brown, the 41, the race leader. Gary Madu, second. Ed Palumbo is third. Mike Schreiner in the fourth position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is fifth. Bashkoff, Pavlov, Stanley, Jacobs, and Bashkoff rounding out the top 10. Again, we're going to have some pit stops here. A bunch of people back up for a restart. That's where things get a little dicey sometimes. Track's a little slick here with some rubber down on it now. See the front group coming down pit lane. '41 leading that charge coming down pit lane. Schreiner into his pit box. Be nice if we had camera angles here where we could clearly see the fight off pit road. The 41 car getting out. To change those camera angles, but look, Gary Cross does a great job of making tracks, converting tracks, all of the above. So a lot of ovals thrown out there by Gary Cross. A lot of time and effort, and we know him as Machine on Steam. This is one of those tracks he has worked on and brought us. So with still some guys on pit lane.
Pit road will be open this time.
Udichin now coming back out on pit lane. We just have one car out of the race. Now Preston Hassel, the race leader, so he's going to be coming down pit lane here. Like Moliker might have got, I'm not sure who got the lucky dog there. Somebody got the lucky dog, I'm sure. So on board here with Preston Hassel as he comes down pit lane. '53, Chim Willis in his pit box. Don't forget, a little bit later, we got Dover International headed your way. 150 laps. It's race number 8 of the season. A good 10-race season in the Saturday Night Thunder. Great open race or open setup league running on Saturday nights. This thing's been going for over 20 years. And I'm having a lot of fun here. We call this Beat the Broadcaster Night. So I actually get out of the broadcast booth, get in and mix it up a little bit. Let these guys beat up on me. Show me how hard it is to drive. So that's coming up a little later. If you'd like to join us, come on out. The Discord link or an invite link is in the description of this race. Come on out and join us on Discord. So everybody's sort of getting lined back up. Paul Brown, the leader. It looks like the 33, Eugene Zaglodko, is at the tail end here, and he might end up getting one of his lap backs this way by doing a wave around. Is Zagladko waiting for...
It'll be 1 to go this time by.
It looks like Zagladko is. I was asking that question. Actually, it's given him a longest line penalty. Yetta came down pit lane, so he's on pit lane with the 1 to go. Maybe thinking about... now he may be thinking about the long run here. Maybe making a long 1 pit stop. Paul Brown will start on the inside line. The 88 of Mike Schreiner is going to start on the outside line. Ed Palumbo will start 3rd. Gary Madu starts in 4th. Now they're bunched back up here, man. Keep your fingers crossed for this. Track's a little slick. Some of the cars are used up a little bit. Got some damage. Well, here we go. The 41. Paul Brown going to lead the field and take the green flag. Here we go. Back to green. Start lap 59. The 11 of Ed Palumbo sneaking through. Mike Schreiner up on the outside line. A little bit of a hornet's nest right now. Now out of the back of Mike Schreiner's machine to see the 73. Claudio Bardelli Jr., Gary Madu on the high side in the 63 car. Ed Palumbo to the race lead here in the 11 car. He gets by the 41. So new race leader is the 11 of Ed Palumbo. Paul Brown in 2nd. Mike Schreiner in 3rd. Gary Madu 4th. John Stanley in the 5th position. Valdo Spindle, I don't think he went down pit lane when he was supposed to, and it looks like he's now on pit lane. Taking service here. Nikolai Bashkoff and Stanislav Pavlov battling it out. Pavlov picking up a position is Bashkoff now back to the 9th spot. Pavel Filimonov into 66. It's the 117 getting by. That's Danilo Coelho. Now that was not a pass for position. 66 down to the bottom line is the 117 up on the high line. See Pavel Filimonov in the 63 car, that 117 Danilo Coelho now giving up that spot on the track. That didn't lose a position though. So, Pavel Filimonov running in the 15th position. Take a look at Jim Willis here in the 53. He's had a little bit of a tough night. He is running 3 laps down in the 18th position. Oh, he's been a little bit under the weather. But we have got him out here on the track. Said he's feeling a lot better, so we're really happy about that. We love Jim Willis. At Black Rifle Coffee Company sponsored machine. It is good battle here. Dennis Udichin in the 47. Danilo Coelho, this is battle for position. The 47 on the inside line. The 117 has to tuck in. So the 47 picking up a spot. He's now up to the 11th position as Coelho drives back to the 13th spot. Take a look at Sean Jacobs here in the 24 car. He's got his son's baseball team, college baseball team, as his sponsor, the Vulcans. Son's a great baseball player. Now Sean's enjoying has enjoyed watching his son grow up playing baseball, and we got a yellow flag. And now he continues on into college playing some baseball too. So John trying to soak it in. We've got a huge wreck. Bashkoff involved in the 77 car. Like maybe Zaglodko, Preston Hassel involved as well. Jim Willis might have been involved. We'll take a look and see what happened here. See Bashkoff in the, that's Zaglodko right there. Alexander Bashkoff to the outside, smacking the wall, and then coming across. Oh, trying to hang on to that thing. Oh, right in front of the 33 car. 33 gets hit. Man, I tell you what, that was a hard look to the outside right there. He just gets into the outside wall. I said, be careful in the tri-oval. Loses contact or control of the car. He's trying to hang on to that. The 33 slamming him. Zaglodko coming across the track and backing into the wall, collecting the 53. I think Preston Hassel might have got caught up in this as well. We'll take a look and see what happened with Preston Hassel. He's trying to get through this. And then the 33 comes up, clips him, gets him sideways into the wall. He doesn't come all the way around, fortunately, at least on my view. Zaglodko had nowhere to go right here. Oh, man, hard lick with Zaglodko. And then just coming up, catching the both the 27 and the 53. 27 had nowhere to go. On board here with him. Watch this. Right here into 33. Palumbo in the 11 is the leader. That was a big one. 3 or 4 cars involved there. I think 4 cars. Bashkoff, Zaglodko, Willis, and Preston Hassel all involved.
Pit road will be open this time for lead lap car.
So I got to think that some guys are going to be coming down pit lane this time. I don't know. We do see some drivers coming down pit lane. Full load of drivers coming down pit lane. A few guys staying out. Like the 33 staying out. Paul Brown ducking in his pit stall. The 11 of Ed Palumbo in his pit stall. Preston Hassel staying out here on the track to lead some laps. He's got some pretty significant damage from hitting the wall, I think. He's going to have to come down pit lane to get that taken care of. Pavel Filimonov running in the 66 car in second. Gary Madu coming back out on track after making pit stop. Don't forget, coming up next week, next Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a very popular series, very racy, the Xfinity Series in the High Octane Racing League Bushwhacker Series. Race number 1 of a brand new season, brand new year, brand new season, 150 laps from Bristol. Might as well make yourself mad. Here are the first few weeks of 2022. Now this will be a great one, man. Great way to kick off this season. We'll be ready to announce the full schedule. A couple of races we want to kind of tinker around with a little bit. So Bristol Motor Speedway coming up on January the 21st. They'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Preston Hassel coming down pit lane. Looks like Pavel Filimonov also coming down pit lane. Some guys in the grass here. The Glotko on pit lane in the 33. That's going to give the race lead to the 63 car. I want to say thank you so much for coming out and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. It's been a fun one. Always enjoy Texas, a very fun track. It's been a good race here so far. Keep our fingers crossed for the rest of the race to be clean. Sorry to Michael Brooks about his luck. He could have rejoined, but he said he's going to cut his losses there. Sorry about that. We all know how that works here with racing on the internet and so forth. I mean, even the big boys, the official races, they have these problems too. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and massage the bell. And then help me out by clicking on the links down in the description of this channel, and also you can share my videos with on any social media platform where you can share YouTube videos. You're more than welcome to share mine. Again, thanks for coming in to watching the race here today on TurnLeftTV. I appreciate you being here. We've got a good crowd, good number of viewers, starting to climb up there on the subscribers. All we need is about 870 of your friends. Oh, wait a minute, 370 of your friends to come out and subscribe to the channel. So look everybody up on your Facebook page. Tell them to come out. So it looks like the 33 car is going to get a wave around. Excuse me, I guess that'd be the other 33 car. All right, Gary Madu starts on the inside line. Claudio Bardelli Jr. starts on the outside line. Have you noticed this? Claudio Bardelli Jr. just finds a way, man. Quietly gets his way up front. And now the 73 may be racing for his second win of the weekend. He's probably got another race in him, too. I bet he'll be out for the Saturday Night Thunder race here tonight to beat up on the broadcaster. So the 63 KISS sponsored machine of Gary Madu will lead the field to take the green flag. Well, here we go to 73. Bardelli Jr. up on the outside line. John Stanley in third. Paul Brown in fourth. Here we go, back to green.
Go, go, go.
Side by side through the tri-oval. But he's going to be a little less patient now here because we're late in the race. Side by side here for the 63 and the 73. Gary Madu trying to inch forward ahead of the 73 car. 12 car diving up a little bit. In side by side, looking out of the back of Gary Madu's car. He is our race leader. Claudio Bardelli Jr. hounded him right now in a 73 car. Bardelli Jr. in P2. But a good battle here. Sean Jacobs down on the low side. He's trying to make some passes, getting around Archivieta. So Sean Jacobs making some moves. He's now battling Nikolai Bashkoff in the 23. 23 up in that red car on the high side as the 24 of Sean Jacobs in that Vulcan's sponsored Camaro. Down on the bottom side, Pavlov is up on the outside line, on the inside line in that 62 car. A little tongue-tied here. Got to switch from English to Russian like on the fly, man. Look at that, a 62 holding on to that spot, looking out of the back of his machine. Bashkoff in that Ford Mustang and the Camaro of Sean Jacobs battling it out. Hey, wow, you talk about two savvy drivers here. Jacobs and Bashkoff. Jacobs in the 24. Going to pick up that spot. Bashkoff is still racing for his life. He's up on the outside line as the 66 trying to get through. Contact maybe a little bit there behind. The 66 and the 77 here battling it out. 66. Pavel Filimonov gets by. He is now in the 10th position. Looking on the high side here, trying to get around Bashkoff. Little run here. Filimonov on the outside line, Bashkoff on the inside line through the trioval side by side. Entering turn 1, can the 66 pull it off? The 23 down the inside line. It looks like that 66 car is going to pull off that spot. That pass is the 77 car now looking on the high side. Bashkoff trying to hold here on the inside line. I tell you, that outside line, the preferred place to be. He's going to tighten up here through the trioval. Good side-by-side racing here. Great clean racing. Bashkoff inches ahead. About this, Dennis Udichin. Preston Hassel. Udichin in the 47 car on the inside line. The 27 of Preston Hassel up on the outside line. Lap 78. Great racing here as the 27 trying to bounce back. He is now up to the 13th position. After a hard contact and a lot of repairs, staying on the lead lap. Pavel Filimonov as Sean Jacobs still battling it out. 66 down to the inside line. Sean Jacobs in the 24 gives up that spot. Now back to 9th. How about this? John Staple Gun Stanley in the 12 car on the outside line. Battling Claudio Bardelli Jr. As Gary Madu running away here a little bit as these guys fighting it out. John Stanley on the outside. 73 of Claudio Bardelli Jr. down on the inside line. Paul Brown in the 41 has a ringside seat for this action. Looking down the front of the 4th place machine, the 41. Paul Brown going to the outside, trying to help that 12 car. The outside line does prefer to be, seem to be a little bit better here as he's inching ahead. Can he hold on? And we've got a caution flag. We've got a caution flag here. There might have been some contact maybe between the 11 car. It looks like he has got some big time damage. It's hard time holding on to that thing. Mike Schreiner, Ed Palumbo got together, I believe. See what happened here. Ed Palumbo, everything looks good there. Oh, it looks like he got loose. He got down into the 88. Just got a little bit loose. He got down into the 88 and hit that 88, put him into the wall. And 27 trying to check up. He gets into the wall. Take a look at out of the front of Pavel Filimonov's machine, and it's going to get busy in a hurry right there, and he gets through. 24 does a great job of getting through as well. Those guys did a heck of a job of missing that. Sean Jacobs out of the front of his machine. See, Filimonov got into the wall as well, but there's contact right there between the 11 and the 88, and the 88 gets off the ground. Back into that car. He hit so hard, the back end came up off the ground. All right, Gary Madu, the leader. John Stanley in second. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is in third. Paul Brown is in fourth. Stanislav Pavlov in the fifth position. That was a hard lick there for both Mike Schreiner and the 11 of Ed Palumbo. So we've got about 17 laps to go. We've had a couple caution flags, and Mike is right, man. He says cautions breed cautions, and that is absolutely true. I think he was telling me that Pablo Montoya in the official rFactor 2 virtual Le Mans race today had a connection loss, and he was actually in the building with the servers. You should have put me out there, man. I should have broadcast that thing. I don't know. They can't figure it out, man. I mean, it seems like every time they have an official race, they always have some massive connection issues. There are some major things that need to be done to rFactor 2, in my opinion. I love the game. Physics are fantastic, but some of the other ancillary stuff, I think all of us who are hardcore RF2 guys realize the challenges of being an rFactor 2 person. Paul Brown in the 41 coming back out. He's going to be in the second position as Bardelli Jr. will start in P1. John Stanley is in third. A good run here for John Stanley tonight. We'll take a look at the schedule here in the Saturday Showdown Series. Next week, we've got Nashville. Talladega coming up after that on January the 29th. That'll be a great one. Oh, my gosh. I think the question mark is Nashville, really. Indy, we're rerunning that race. We ran that last week. We had a problem. It was my fault, actually. I loaded the wrong server or the wrong version of the track, so we're going to do a do-over on that. And the guys all voted for that. We had an official vote. And we came out in favor of running the race again and not counting the previous race. So Indy coming up on February the 5th to finish out the season. And everybody will come over for beers. Don't forget tonight's race brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com, your place to go for an rFactor 2 server. No matter where you are in the world, we can find an rFactor 2 server, a package that will fit your needs. So give EliteHostingUSA.com a look. You can also host your website through EliteHostingUSA.com, and that's who is hosting HighOctaneRacing.net. So please join us over there at HighOctaneRacing.net. You'll get updates on race results, standings, also who's running what throughout the week, so you can see what the drivers are doing in practice. And a good link to our Discord channel as well, and also links to watch these races on replay. So on each race series page, we have links to the season races. And thanks for supporting me here at TurnLeftTV.
It'll be one to go this time by.
So the 73 down to the inside line will lead the field to take the green flag. 41, Paul Brown will start on the outside line. John Stanley and Alexander Bashkoff. Oh my gosh, look at that, man. This guy has quietly worked his way to the front. Man, I hope he wins. I want to sub. Free subs for everybody, even in the chat. If might I add, the disclosure on that is that on Alexander Bashkoff's tab for everybody. So get your orders in. Subway sub if Alexander Bashkoff in his 77 wins the race. So here we are on lap 86. A little cautions breed cautions action. like Art Viera is thinking about ducking down pit lane here. He's on the inside. So a little bit of a late pit here for the 77. Interesting. All right, here we go. Getting ready to go back green.
Green flag, go, go, go.
All right, starting lap 87. This is going to be all give, or excuse me, all take and no give. I don't think it's ever all give. As the 73, Claudio Bardelli Jr., the new race leader. 41, Paul Brown says, I got something to say about that. He's down to the inside, looking on the low side here. Oh, getting crowded a little bit by the 73, but the 41 muscles his way through. The 41. Paul Brown, the leader. We got a good battle there between between Claudio Bardelli Jr. and John Stanley. Art Viera now coming back out on track. See, he had a pit. I'm not sure why he made a pit stop here, but he had a drive-through or something. He's now down on the inside as these race leaders are trying to get by. As the 12 of John Stanley running in P2 gets by. 73, Claudio Bardelli Jr. running in the third position. Pavel Filimonov. Look at this, 3 wide here. The 117, the meat in the sandwich here. The 63 down to the inside. Oh, the 66 gets into the car on board here with him. Pavel Filimonov running in the 9th position. Side by side just in front. Danilo Coelho in the 117. Gary Madu now picking up P7 as Coelho now back to the 8th position. Gary Madu says it is go time. Down to the inside here. Trying to get by that 24. Sean Jacobs in the 24 car up on the high line as Madu picks up that spot now up to P6. It is go time for the 63. Sean Jacobs trying to hold on here. He's up on the outside line. They're going to go 3 wide if he's not careful. Sean Jacobs in the 24, the 66 just behind him. That's Pavel Filimonov. 117 going to give up 2 spots here as the 24 gets by. Filimonov also gets by. The 41 leading the field. And Gary Madu is on the move, man. He is trying to move his way through. Now below Nikolai Bashkoff in the 23 car. The 63, Gary Madu. We got a yellow flag. Another one. Might have been Dennis Udichin. He's in the wall. Dennis Udichin in the wall. Something happened to that 47 car. What a tough break there for him. You're on lap 93. Let's take a look and see what happened here. As Dennis gets that car pointed in the right direction. Little contact there. Got into the Subway sponsor machine and also the 27. Not sure what happened there. Take a look here down the backstretch. Then there's contact. It looks like maybe that 47 car steps up their lane and gets into the 27. Car here. Take a look at him as they're side by side, and then there's just contact right there. He gets into the looks like he got into that Subway sponsor machine of Alexander Bashkoff. We'll take a look here as this unfolds. 27, Preston Hassel's on the outside line, but Udichin on the inside line has a head of steam, and he gets up the track, gets into the 77 car and spins, and Preston Hassel, heads up move by him, gets by. Paul Brown, the leader here on lap 95.
Pit road will be open this time for lead lap cars.
Pit stops. Anybody going to come down pit lane? I don't think so. I mean, at least the leaders are not. And Palumbo, he's now worked his way back to the 9th position after that tough break there. Jim Willis says, come on, staple gun. He's running into 2nd position. Michael Brooks says in the official rFactor 2 race, their 24 hours of Le Mans, and Max Verstappen had a connection loss while leading. Ah, boy. Don't tell me he was in the building as well. I don't know, man. I think they just got to figure out. There's just something with the code, man. They've got to figure something out with the code. They're so concerned about eye candy and shaders and so forth and raindrops and reflections off of raindrops that they're missing some key stuff there, I think. You know, guys getting disconnected with other guys join the race and just silliness. Be an overhaul somewhere. All right, the 41 of Paul Brown as the car up front here in that Lawrence Stopperworth throwback scheme. I actually painted this scheme for Lauren. We take a look at that scheme. Paul Brown now said he wanted to race the 41 in this series to honor his fallen buddy. All of ours buddy, really. Going to run a memorial race for Lauren in the Bushwhacker Series this new season. We're about ready to announce that in the next couple days. Jesus Iglesias joining us. Jesus Barbecue. Iglesias. John Stanley in the 2nd position. Bardelli Jr. in 3rd. Wow, man, Stanley, this would be a big win for him. Bardelli Jr. 3rd. Pavlov is in 4th.
It'll be 1 to go this time by.
Okay, 1 to go, and Paul Brown is elected to go to the bottom side. John Stanley is going to go to that high side. That might not be a bad place to be, really. Now, these guys are on a little bit older tires here. Little bit older tires here, so we'll see how this works out on this restart. You know, there's intensity level's going to be picking up here. Bardelli Jr. to 73 on the inside line. Pavlov up on the outside line in fourth. 63, Gary Madu has that car up to the fifth position. We'll start third row inside line. Bashkoff in sixth in the 23. Got a good international flavor here up front. Some Americans, some Canadians, some Brazilians, Russians. So here we are, lap 98. We're going to go green this time by.
Green flag, go, go,
All right,
go.
here we go, back to green. 2 laps, shootout. The 41 trying to inch ahead of that 12 car. Oh, there's contact. There's contact, Sean Jacobs.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
He's off the pace, and he's spitting. They get a yellow flag. I had a feeling. Come on, guys. So we had a wreck there. We're going to have a green-white checker. Man, we had such a great race there early on, and we've just had caution after caution here. Holy smokes. There was contact on that restart. Sean Jacobs, David Molliker, Pavel Filimonov. There was some contact. Contact there, gets into the back of the 24. He has nowhere to go. He gets up, clips the 66 car, and then 66 comes across the track. So it might have started a little bit earlier here. You see there's contact up on the high side, and then Jacobs hanging on to that. I'll have to go back here a little bit further, I think. Take a look and see what happened to Sean Jacobs here. Just a little bit earlier here, but hopefully we'll catch it. Here's Sean Jacobs in the 24, the inside. And it comes up across the track there a little bit, gets into the 62. And then he clips the 66 car. And the 66 comes across the track. The 88 hits him. The 63 also gets involved. That's the 63 of Spindola. Take a look here. Is it 624? There's cars in the grass right there. And then the 24 closing it up here. And then contact. And then right here as he comes across and gets into the 66 car, the 88 also hard contact.
Pit road will be open this time for lead lap cars.
Back to live here. We got a green-white checker. But Paul Brown is the leader in the 41, and we've got a green-white checker here. Been a little bit messy here. We've had about 4 cautions here in quick succession.
Pit road will be open this time.
All right, well, green-white checker. Paul Brown, the leader. Bardelli Jr., second. Stanley, third. Gary Madu, fourth. Pavlov is fifth. Jim Willis says he's got a fresh box of staples for the staple gun. Better watch it, man. Staple gun, he'll get you. He's got one of those power ones you hook up to the air compressor. Don't forget the Bushwhacker Series will be in action for race number 1 of the 2022 season. First season of 2022, 150 laps from Bristol on January the 21st. And it's starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV, of course. Pavel Filimonov on pit lane. Coming back out on track. I don't know why it's...
It'll be 1 to go this time by.
All right, Pavel Filimonov there diving into his position after making a late caution pit stop. All right, the 41 got a good start there on that restart the last time by, and we'll see if he can repeat this time. John Stanley is now down on the inside line in third. The 73, Bardelli Jr. up on the outside line in the second position. 63, Gary Madu is in fourth. The green-white checker, 2 laps will do it. If the caution flag comes out, then we drive around and end under caution. Who's ever in the race lead will win the race. It happens on the last lap, then you race to the finish. All right, inside line of 41. Snap-on Tools sponsored Chevy, Paul Brown. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 73 on the outside line. Pace car is in. Here we go.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Back to green. Guys are going to be very aggressive.
Yellow.
We end it. Looks like Madu got loose. It got into John Stanley, I think. Oh, my heavens. So Paul Brown's going to win this thing. Let's see what happened here. So Madu Comes down the track there, it looks like, and maybe gets into John Stanley. There was contact there. Actually, it looked like no contact. The dude gets sideways, maybe snapped back on him and got into the 12, and Staple Gun gets annihilated. And this thing is going to end under caution. It looks like Gary lost the back end of that car. So the race winner will be Paul Brown in the 41. What a way to end the race. Is the 41 car going to get the win? So congratulations to Paul Brown. We try to find his car as we fly the drone around. Every time it changes direction, it's completely different now. So the 41, Paul Brown, is going to win here at Texas. So congratulations to him. The guys are already congratulating him. So congratulations to Paul Brown in a 41 and getting the race win. So big win there for Paul Brown in the Snap-on Tools sponsor machine.
Pit road will be open this time for lead lap cars.
So congratulations. Wow, big race there for the 41 car, getting it in victory lane. And we'll take a look at the results. What a good race until really that last maybe 30 laps got a little ugly. Take a look at our session results here. Paul Brown gets the win. Bartelli Jr. finishes second. Gary Madu finishes in the third position. Ed Palumbo fourth. Stanislav Pavlov finishes in the fifth position. Alexander Bashkoff sixth. Sean Jacobs finishes in the seventh position. Preston Hassel battling back for an eighth place finish. Nikolai Bezhikov finishes in ninth. David Moliker in his first race out finishes in the 10th position. Finishing in 11th is Danilo Coelho. In 12th is John Stanley. Pavel Filimonov finishes in the 13th position. 14th is Dennis Udichin. Eugene Zagladko finishes in 15th. Mike Schreiner finishes in the 16th position. Givaldo Spindola finishes in 17th. Art Vieta, Jim Willis, and Michael Brooks all dropped out of the race, 18th, 19th, and 20th, respectively.
Pit road will be open this time.
So congratulations to Paul Brown in getting the victory. See if we can't fix that picture there a little bit. Might be as good as it's going to get, I believe. So congratulations to Paul Brown, and we'll see if we can't get him up in the booth. All right, Paul Brown joining us up in the booth. 41 car in victory lane. Congratulations. Woo-hoo. Well, we had a little bit of a, really good first half of the race. Got a little dicey there, but not super out of control. I don't think guys were really driving crazily. But all in all, I think pretty good race.
It was a good race, yeah. Yeah, it was fun stuff. Racing with Mike and Gary there.
Yeah, you had good battle. Also, Bardelli Jr. up there, and how about John Staplegun Stanley up there as well?
Yes. Yep, I thought John had me. Then the caution came out again.
Yeah, and he ended up getting hit on that last caution flag. I'm sure he was pretty bummed about that. But, we see on the restarts, maybe guys on a little bit older tires are not pitting because late in the race. That's going to do it, spin the tires there a little bit. And then also, we saw most of the incidents, I think, really through the tri-oval area. Can you talk about what the challenges are racing side by side through the tri-oval?
Yep, the guy on the outside's got to get out to the wall to give room to the guy on the inside, or the guy on the inside is going to be in the grass every time. It's just really, really tight there.
Well, yeah, big win here at Texas. We voted on what to do with the Indianapolis race, and it looks like the majority have voted to run the race again and then throw out the results of the previous race. So that's going to be tagged on to the end of the season. But next race, we find ourselves at Nashville, and I think there's a big question mark by that. I would imagine a lot of our overseas drivers have not been on that track. Now, what are your thoughts on Nashville Super Speedway?
I don't know for sure. Got to get working on a setup for there. Nashville's a highline track. We'll see what it does. Got to just run up top most of the race.
Good to see some of the guys you race with and other leagues previously to come out and join us. And we had a good field here, 20 drivers.
Yeah, we did. That was fun. That was cool to see Mike tonight too. I haven't seen Mike Schreiner in a long time.
Well, hey, congratulations! Good win, and maybe make it a triple here tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. Take care.
Right.
Thank you.
All right, bud. Congrats. That is Paul Brown joining us up here in the booth, and he gets the win. We got some racing headed your way a little bit later, and that is the Saturday Night Thunder. If you want to come out and beat up on the broadcaster, if you're mad at me, it's a good way to take out your frustrations. It's already going to be frustrating at Dover. That's going to beat up on me enough. The Monster Mile, that concrete 1 mile oval, race number 8, just 3 races to go in the Saturday Night Thunder, and it should be a great one. And 100 laps there at Dover are going to be worn out, man. I want to say, hey, thank you so much for coming in here and joining me on TurnLeftTV. I'm going to go get something to eat, boys and girls. Thanks for all the lively chat. Jesus, Jim, Michael, Thomas, and Maxwell88. Don't forget about Emmy. I am out of here.